Alright, hello everybody and welcome back. Sorry for a bit of a late start, but I'm having problems with YouTube again. Don't know why YouTube's so bad, but it just doesn't want to work. Anyway, today I will be continuing to paint my Chaos Knight here. Last time I did a lot with the chassis, so getting kind of the old antique battered metal look. And then off stream I did a little bit with the filling in these copper pieces and some of the black armor plates. So yeah, today I think I'll be focusing on the blue. So for example, I'm going to be painting this armor plate here blue along the length of the chainsword blue. What else? Like the top of the carapace armor. The shoulder pads. One thing I do have to make sure I get correctly is the orientation of the shoulder pads. Because it does matter, and I think, yeah. So the one with the little chain hanging off of it, I left that there. All right, I put that on purpose so that I would know. This is the left shoulder pad here, which means this section will be blue. And then I'm gonna do something more interesting for the left shoulder pad, where I'm gonna make this one the magenta color. See how that looks real quick. And then for the feet, I think it goes like this. And I think it's blue on the outside half. So this half will be blue. And then this half will be blue. Left and right. Okay. Sorry, I'm just reorganizing my desk here a little bit so that while I am painting, I don't mess up the orientation. Gotta mix things up. Once I get started, things should be fine, but the first couple colors we gotta get right. All right, so I'm starting with the blue. And my first color is Kantor Blue here. Although actually one more thing before I start. I want to mask off some of the just to make sure that the work we did on the arms, it's only the arms. The rest have the rest of the armor plates don't really need to be masked off. They will be when I try and do the black. You're having an audio nightmare right now? Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. What's going on with your audio? Your mic stopped working? Oh no. Oh no. Quick, perform the rites of activation and pray to the machine spirit. You obviously did something to make it angry. You must repent. Must have been the Votan you picked up today. Heresy. How dare your mic knows that you picked up something that is not the Emperor's chosen. Yeah. Nice. Are you starting to collect Votan? I was actually looking at a Votan kill team. The Hearthkin Jaegers. I think those looked really cool. I haven't bought them yet, but it's on my radar, you know. For when I have nothing to paint, of course. All in on Chaos Votan? Sheesh! After your Emperor's Children? That's really cool. Do you have a plan for like chaosifying them? Or are you just gonna like is it gonna be like a color scheme thing? Like give me the deets. Maybe you don't have a plan yet. Since you're not starting it for a little bit. Quick masking job there. The nice blue. Mix of both. So I bought some cheap jeweler's chains. Nice, nice. I have some of those too, although I didn't get them from Temu. Citadel Skulls box. Oh, yep, got that too. That's a banger box. I love that. Planning on some Khorne Berserkers. Nice. Their face will say eternal goodbye. Very gray / black army with red accents in the trim. Nice. No, hey. That was big, actually. Cool. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Get some nice yeah, that sounds like an awesome army that you're getting there. I love the chains and skulls are cool. Using bits from Khorne Berserkers sounds awesome. The only thing is, I don't know if you can get your hands on more like spikes, but you know, like spikes or horns are big for chaos. You can get your hands on some cheap, I don't know, spikes or horns that'll work with your army. It might be another something else to look for. But yeah, that sounds awesome. I can't wait to see it in the Discord. I'd like to do something with the Age of Sigmar bits from Bellacor's faction. Yeah, the Slaves to Darkness. That'd be cool. There's a lot of great models in that range. Really like to go wild with the vehicles, but I haven't thought about a way to go about it. Yeah, for vehicles, you might look at like, you might go on like eBay and try and find like Chaos Knight, like bits. A lot of times people will just sell like the remaining sprues with like bits they didn't use. That could be a good one. Similarly, like, because they have Chaos vehicles, like they have the Chaos Rhinos and Chaos like Land Raider. That might be a good place to source like some good bits. Chaos vehicle bits in particular. A few little bits of dust on the shoulder pad. I didn't get that one. It's hard because you're like, I want to get this little bit off, but I don't want to scrape through like... That's a stubborn piece of dust. I bet it's under the, I bet it's under the primer. Could have cultists strapped to the vehicle and Necromunda squats hanging off the vehicles. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I forgot. Necromunda has some really cool models and such. Probably a great place to source bits, especially for like chaos stuff. They don't have 40k rules, so it'd be cool to just stick on vehicles. Yeah. Playing them as Votann, though, in game. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Here. Where? Teclis blue. Autumn blue. And for the Berserkers and CSM kit, I'm going to cut off the horns of the Legionnaires. Position them so it looks like they're growing out of the Berserk. That's really cool. I can't wait to see that. Hey, what's up, Kamikaze? How's it going? It's been a bit. You doing good? Oops. Not well, but it's okay. Oh no. Well, I hope things. I hope things get better. Things have been going pretty well for me, so thanks for asking. It will not. Don't worry. Nice. That's good to hear. French Rowan doesn't want to talk in English? That's so funny. Thank you, Dark Mage. I appreciate it. Big reminder to drink water. Stay hydrated. The model today, I'm painting up a Chaos Knight Rampager. So quite a big boy. Similar to the guy I was painting before. This one right here, the War Dog. But just bigger. like Big Bro, essentially. Yeah, bigger than the winner I've already done. I'm slowly building up an army. Maybe someday I'll be able to play a game. Which one? 40K? The Chaos Knights army, the one I'm currently building up. Hey, you fixed your audio? Nice. It only took 5 hours. Ooh. Audio issues be like that sometimes, where it's just like they're just impossible to fix. Every time I fix something, I broke something else. Yeah. Audio issues, bro. All right. Got some nice blue gradients started up. Love that I went from let's relax and play Total War. Yo. Hey, you know, maybe throwing it against the wall will fix it. You know, you never know. I wish PCs worked out of the box like TVs. Yeah, that'd be nice, huh? Sadly, it's a bit more complicated than a TV. Maybe someday they'll work out of the box. Sorry, I have to go. Yeah, of course. Thanks for stopping by, Kamikaze. I appreciate it. I am getting closer and closer to fully switching over to Monument Hobbies paints. This some of my Citadel paints have like they have chunks in the paint that like get stuck in my, that like clog up my airbrush. How did I get rid of TV static? Just punch the TV back to life? That's how it was. Or like, yeah, you had one of like the Wii, the Nintendo Wii back in the day. Like it didn't work. You just like smack it a few times, and then it's like, yup, we're chilling. Why didn't it work in the first place? Who's to say? All I know is smacking it a few times tended to fix it. Inspector Gadget film on VHS? That's crazy. Inspector Gadget was a banger. I think I got all the crap out. My goodness. Yeah, same. I'm sure if I go back and rewatch it, I'll be like, gross. What are these graphics? I was like that with Dinotopia. As a kid, it blew my mind. Like, boy, that CGI was criminal. Yeah. It's funny because a lot of times nowadays you're like, this movie has such bad CGI. But then you go back and watch some of the shit from like the early 2000s and you're like, good lord, what is this? Now CGI is good, but it falls into the uncanny valley where it's uncomfortable to watch, yeah. It was absolutely abysmal, for real. It was pretty terrible. Yeah, CGI gets done. Mocap suits are big. And that tends to look pretty nice. You still get a lot of like the occasional green screen where you're like, alright, that's so obviously a green screen and it's so bad. but it's usually pretty good. There are a lot of things where I'm like, this should really just be animated. Because some of the stuff just looks bad when they try and do it in like live action. Because it's just not believable, right? Like, and it's hard to make it even seem remotely believable. CGI in the original Star Wars is pretty good. Yeah, it was. That one's not bad. There are a few that hold up and have aged like pretty well. Trying to think of other examples of movies that have held up pretty well. Can't think of many at the moment, actually. All right. Today's a big airbrush day. But to be fair, I was never painting this knight by hand, so it wasn't gonna happen. Stardies 2 animation needs to hurry up though. Yeah, I just finished. Let's see. I started watching the Warhammer TV shows. I finished Angels of Death. At least I think that's what it was called. It was the one with the Blood Angels against Genestealer Cult. Imagine doing an entire night by brush. Nah, not gonna happen. Ain't no way. The elevator scene. Well met, brother. Yes. Yeah, that was a good one. Let's see. I watched all the Tithes ones. Those were really cool. I really liked the Tithes one. I wish there was more to those stories, but also I understand, like, they're just like short stories. Pretty cool though. Let's see, what else? Sisters of Silence was the best. Yes, that was so cool. I didn't know a whole lot about the Sisters of Silence, and like watching that made me want to learn more. Actually. The Custode was cool. The White Templars was really cool. It of course ended in a really dark place, as you know, as Warhammer is. So it's like on theme. I think it was the Von Ryan's Leapers, which are like the Tyranids, that was cool. The whole thing was awesome. I actually haven't watched the third one. The third episode in that. Now that I'm thinking back on it. I only watched the first two. I have not seen that one yet. It's on my list though. I watched the one I watched the video on the House Knight Korvac. That one was awesome. I really like that one. Pariah Nexus. I haven't seen that one either. I need to get out. Yeah. I started with the Angels of Death one, and then I went to, you know, the Tides and whatever. So there's still quite a few that I have to watch. But I'm working my way through them because they're really cool. Been watching Scrap Demon, the paint off shows they do. They're pretty cool. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Scrap Demon. Another thing I watch on Warhammer Plus is the painting master classes. Those are always really fun to watch, at least for me. I enjoy the painting content. They're quite good at it, so. The battle reports, yeah, those are good too. Yeah, there's some good content on Warhammer Plus. Inject as much Warhammer into my life as possible. True. Based and real. Oh no. I was gonna do the tail blue as well, but I forgot. So I guess it's gonna be black. That's it. Done. Decision made. Changing the color. What model of knight is it? It's a Rampager. I added. It's not supposed to have a tail. The tail is supposed to only be for the Abominant, but I think the tail is really cool, so I put it on. And I did a little converting to rotate the tail like in the direction with his leg, to make it look a little more dynamic. I had a lot of fun building this guy. It's a good one. When I build the model with the custom resin Carapace, I'm gonna have to figure out a new pose for that guy. Definitely not doing the default one. He'll probably be stepping on something. Maybe I'll do like a Chaos Altar, like a ruined Chaos Altar on the base, and he's like stepping on the altar. That might be cool. Alright, where's my Rhinox hide? Disappeared off the face of the earth, I guess. Fell into the void between worlds. Also a possibility. Yeah, I mean, it's gone forever. Alright. Noted. Rhinox hide? Not allowed. Stepping on Angron. That'd be fun. Although maybe I should do more like Imperial Ruins. That might be more thematic with my model. I just thought how cool a diorama would be. Recreate Angron holding up to stop it from... Yeah, that'd be cool. Gotta get into this diorama business, you know? It is a lot of work, though. I'm not gonna do it, but someone better than me should, for real. Someone with the appropriate skill to make that an absolute banger should do it. Yeah, that guy is insane. That was a really cool diorama too. Very carefully. Not get any on the nice blue I just did. Hey, what up, Jack Ballo? How's it going? He made a Fulgrim versus Rylanor one. It's my favorite. I haven't seen that one. Has to be the best Dreadnought ever, for real. Bro's a legend. Yeah, how's it going, Jack? You doing good? You got any, you got anything you're working on at the moment? Any fun projects planned, maybe? Now onto the scary part. Super intricate. Chaos Star Point. Right in the middle. I did a pretty good job though. Just a little bit at the end. Executed like a pro. I try. After many times messing it up, I think I'm getting pretty good at it. Yo. The banger emote. I'd like to thank my kindergarten teacher for all the practice coloring in the lines. It's the real secret to my success. Do you remember her name? Kindergarten? Miss Hatfield. Got a fun. She's like, my name is Hatfield, and she would like touch her head and then point outside. Core memory right there, for real. I mean, as a kindergarten teacher, you gotta do a lot to get those little snot-nosed brats to know your name. As you get older, the teachers are like, I don't even care if you know my name or not. Just do the work. But the kindergarten teachers, they make sure you'll know their name for the rest of your life. They make sure of it. They plant that deep in your brain. Alright, my goodness. Actually doing Dark Mage's favorite pastime, painting armor trim. Mine was called Mrs. Chesterton, which is a super British name now that I think about it. That is a pretty British name. Chesterton. Is there anything better than Chaos Trim? No, I don't think so. This right here is the prime painting experience. Chaos Trim. nice, spiky, irregular shapes that come to really small points right over the flat armor panels. Like, you love to see it. The one thing I would love to try is there's like liquid masking, where it's like a clear coat that you can put on to mask off certain areas, and then you take a second solution and remove it afterwards. And it's supposed to work pretty well. I'd love to try it. Cause like if I could do this with my airbrush, whoo, buddy. Painting a Chaos Knight, like the time might be cut in half. Like, not to be dramatic or anything, but it, it actually might half the time it takes. And actually, after stream today, I'm going to the game store to pick up some paints. I was talking last night about getting some more Monument Hobbies metallics. That's what I'm doing today. I'm gonna go to the store and buy every metallic paint that they have. Monument Hobbies. Actually, now that I think about it, I hope they have like single pro acrylic paints. If they don't, I'ma cry, actually. Going all in on the paints, yeah. The more I use the pro acrylic paints, the more I'm like, they're just better. For me. Do I have Ninjons? I do not. I have Vince's and the Rogue Hobbies one. Vince and Louise. Is Ninjons good? Do you have that one? Meant to ask if you've seen Shaped Like an Egg. I have not. That sounds interesting. Although at Adepticon, I got one of the guys used like these little plastic cups, which actually worked really well for like a 32 mil base, like painting handle. Like this worked surprisingly well. Do not have Ninjons? Alright. I'll have to look and see what paint's coming in. See if I wanna go in on it. The Arctis Pro Pen. I'll have to look into that. I have a few painting handles that I 3D printed, but I haven't like bought an official one yet. Mostly because I'm like, they're kind of expensive and like, do I really need it? Like a lot of times I just use like the corks, right? But it might, I mean the egg shape sounds like it'd be nice to hold, so maybe I'll treat myself and get one. Post it on Discord. Totally forgot to do that. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and post it on the Discord. I'll take a look. Let's see here. What to do, huh? Ah. I don't even have Discord open. That was totally... It's totally a coincidence. The picture I got off their official website just happened to have a Votan on it. Nice. See, you thought you picked out Votan on your own, but really you picked it out because of the subliminal messaging from the Arctis website. It's all a conspiracy to get more people to buy Votan models. The universe is bringing me the one thing I truly wanted, Chaos Space Dwarves, for real. Alright, and I think... So the box art Rampager has like an enormous Chaos Star on its back. And I think I kind of want to do that. Not exactly sure how. I think what I'm gonna do is it's gonna be like connect the dots, where I'm just gonna like plot reference points across the back, like print out a picture of the box art and like start plotting reference points, and then do like a fun connect the dots. Gonna play a Dwarves campaign. Should I play Cathay? I mean, Cathay just got an Old World release announcement, so maybe it's time. Personally, I only like, or my favorite is the Vampire Coast, but yeah, Cathay could be fun. I haven't played Cathay. I should try them. It's just like, every time I think about playing another faction, I'm like, alright, but what if instead I was a vampire pirate? Like, you know? Tomb Kings is also pretty fun. All I'm saying, Games Workshop, if you're listening, Vampire Coast faction, gimme. I'll buy it all. I promise. Every single model you release for that faction, I'll buy it. No questions asked. I'll pre-order it too. I'll give you money up front to start developing it. But am I like Skaven? But man, I'm bad at them. Yeah, I think I tried Skaven, and then the mechanics were a little weird, so I was like, eh. Not gonna do it. I did the same thing with like a couple others. Like I tried Tzeentch. I tried Chaos Dwarves. Chaos Dwarves were pretty fun, but I wish there was more of the the fire lava spirits. I wish there were more of those. Those things were really cool. I also really like Kislev, but you play as the hag. That's really fun. Cause yeah, you're just like you're just like a hag witch, and your armies are just like a bunch of spiders. You got like spiders, you got like bears, you got like frost dragons. And then you just got a witch in the background, like brewing up big AoE like buffs and nerfs. Buffs and debuffs. It was pretty fun to play. Cathay are one of my favorite campaigns. Nice. Alongside Tzeentch and Hedonites of Slaanesh. Yeah, I haven't played Slaanesh at all. Maybe I'll try it too. Got Cathay, Slaanesh that I gotta try. A little more water in this black. All right. We're getting some nice color in here. Most of this is just to return, or to get a solid color, almost like we're repriming it, to make sure the blue that we painted on doesn't influence the color in any way. It tends to matter more for like metallics. So, you know, doing like a warm brown solid base coat underneath your golds, or, you know, doing black underneath your silvers can help give you a better and easier better application of your metallics. Good old Kairos Fate Weaver, nice. the two-headed chicken. Yeah, I really like the Tzeentch Greater Demons. Those guys are cool. It's an awesome design. Alright, I think I'm going to wrap it up here for the day and towards the end of my stream. Got down all of our blue for all our random little armor pieces that we'll be putting on. Started painting trim for the armor plates that I'm not doing black on, because these ones here I have to do a similar gradient on the other side, so that'll get done tomorrow. And then Yeah, actually, that's about it. Airbrushing and trim. Build-A-Bear Night Edition for real. there is quite a bit of sub-assembly that goes into painting a knight. I mean, you don't have to, but for me, it's like, why not? Like, why not? It'd be so much harder to paint if all of this stuff was attached. Yeah, those are some nice looking gradients. You'll love to see it. Alright, well anyway, thank you all for hanging out. And I'll be streaming again tomorrow at the same time. Probably doing black gradients and armor trim again. Wool. Because what else would I do other than paint chaos armor trim? Hopefully you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Yeah, it was nice hanging out with you too, Dark Mage. Thanks for coming back. I'll talk to you all later. Bye!